Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 overpowered builds that will make you break the entire game easily. First of all, we have the Spear Demon, a build based on dexterity and arcane that is inspired on Sekiro's fast-paced combat. It is important to mention that every gameplay clip of this video was recorded on New Game Plus 7, so you can expect better results from each build if you are in a lower New Game cycle. The main weapons for this build are the Eleonora's Pole Blade and the Rivers of Blood. Both weapons are going to get an insane scaling from our stats. This build is a combination between my Shura build and my Spear Monk build. The best of this combo is that you can alternate weapons at any moment, taking advantage from both. The Twin Blade will give you a lot of stance damage and bleed procs, however it's a little bit risky. On the other hand, the Katana will allow you to get more control over the fights because of the easy way to use it. I have to be honest with you guys, and this build is my favorite of all, but the reason why it is in such a low position on this list is because the rest of the builds are even more powerful. As previously mentioned, we are going to be rocking the Eleonora's Pole Blade and the Rivers of Blood, both upgraded to +10. We need any seal we have available to cast our main buffs. You can choose any armor set you find useful, but I prefer the Ronin set with the Iron Casa. The best talismans for max damage are the Ritual Sword Talisman, the Shard of Alexander, the Millicent's Prosthesis, and the Rodden Windsor Insignia. However, if you are missing one of these talismans, the Fire Scorpion Charm and the Lord of Blood's Exultation are very good options as well. In the Flask of Wondrous Physique, we will mix the Fire Shrouding Crack tier and the Thorny Crack tier. Pickled Turtlenecks are very optional items, but if you play like a maniac, you will find this item incredibly useful. And the stats are going to be 40 on Vigor, Endurance on 35, 65 on Dexterity, 32 on Faith, and Arcane on 70. We will use Golden Vow and Howl of Shabriri to get the max damage possible. Before going to the 4th place, we have a quick message from today's video sponsor. MMOEXP is the safest web service where you can easily acquire as much runes and items as you wish for the best price. Use my code CarlosN to get a 5% discount on your purchases. Thanks MMOEXP for sponsoring today's video. Now we have the Cold Flame Swordstress, an insane build based on Ghost Flame. This setup is going to be great to build up frostbite on all enemies and consequently dealing a lot of damage. The Ghost Flame skill of the Death Spoker will completely melt every single enemy, and it will be particularly effective against large enemies. Even though we are talking about an intelligence build, we will be playing melee most of the time, and I can guarantee you based on my own experience that you will have a blast with this one. The main weapons of this build are the Death Spoker, our main source of damage, and the Health and Steeple, our main source of style. The Azur's Glintstone Staff is the fastest one to cast spells, but you can use any other you have. In the same way, we need any seal to cast our buffs. I always tell you that the armor is up to you, but in this case the Spellblade set will grant you a total of 8% more damage. We are going to use the Ritual Sword Talisman, the Shard of Alexander, the Magic Scorpion Charm, and the Dragon Crest Great Shield. This talisman will increase your physical damage negation. It will change your life, especially if you are in New Game Plus 7. In our physique, we will mix the Magic Shrouding Crack tier and the Dexterity Nut Crystal tier. Both the Spike Crack tier is a very good option as well. The stats we are going to use are 40 on Vigor, Endurance on 35, we need at least 20 points on Strength and 18 on Dexterity, and we will level up Intelligence up to 99. To cast Golden Vow and Howl of Shabriri, we will level up Faith to 33, and as a complement of the build, we have Terra Magica to increase our magic damage and Ghost Flame Explosion. This one is completely optional, but is very fun to use. Next, going into the top 3, the Lightning Samurai takes place. This one is also one of my favorite builds, and I am glad to see it as one of the most broken builds at the moment. The Lightning Samurai is designed to be powerful in melee combat, but it will show its true potential when fighting with ancient lightning incantations. The power of this build is so insane that even in New Game Plus 7, you will be able to get some one-shots without using a lot of buffs. Combining the quick katana gameplay and the incredible damage of the lightning spells, there will be nothing capable of stopping you. A very good fact that adds a lot of value to this build is that it's very easy to use, and the Shinobi Bite it has doesn't have any comparison. So if you like samurais and lightning, this is the best setup for you. Our main weapon for this build is going to be the +25 Nagakiba on the King Affinity with the Unsheathed Ash of War. We will need the Gravel Stone Seal to get the max damage possible from the Ancient Lightning incantation, and for aesthetical reasons I chose the Gold Mask's Rags and the White Reeds Gloves and Grips. This armor is not the most optimal for New Game Plus 7, but hell it looks nice. The best talismans for this build are the Ritual Sword Talisman, the Flux Canvas Talisman, the Lightning Scorpion Charm, and the Godfrey Icon. This combo is perfect if you want to combine katana and incantations, but if you only want to play melee, then it's better for you to use the Shard of Alexander. In the Flask of Wondrous Physique, we will mix the Lightning Shrouding Crack tier and the Fate Knot. This way we will take our damage to the skies, but the following stats are required: 40 on Vigor, 35 on Endurance, 80 on Dexterity with a minimum of 18 on Strength, and 60 on Faith. In this build, we will be using Golden Vow, Bike's Dragon Bolt, and Howl of Shabriri as our main buffs in that specific order. The most effective incantations are Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, Fortisax Spear, and Lansax Glaive. Moving forward into the 2nd place, we have the Soul's Driller. This build amazed me every time I try it. Everything about it, the imposing presence, the aggressive gameplay, and of course the stupid amount of damage it deals. Also, I will say that this build is very underrated. I'm pretty sure it is because of people not knowing how to bring out its max potential. But don't worry, cause I'm about to show you the key elements to become Elemer of the Briar himself. The Marae's Executioner Sword must be upgraded to +10 to get the max damage possible from Eochai's Dancing Blade. We will need any seal we have available to cast our main buffs. I chose the Briar set without the helmet as the armor of the build, but feel free to pick any other you like. The talismans we will use are the Ritual Sword Talisman, the Shard of Alexander, the Millicent's Prosthesis, and the Rodin Windsor Insignia. If for some reason you don't have any of these bad boys, feel free to use the Ghost Free Icon or Magic Scorpion Charm. Very decent alternatives in my opinion. Mix the Thorny Cracktear and the Magic Shrouding Cracktear in the Flask of Physic. It will stack with the Valkyrie's talismans. In order to get the best scaling values, be sure to use these stats: Vigor 40, 80 on Strength, 33 on Faith, and 60 on Arcane. We are going to pick Golden Vow and Hall of Shabriri as well. Finally, as the winner of this stuff, we have the most broken and incredible build I have tried so far. The Blaidd Tyson build is so overpowered that makes me feel very confident to try a no-hit run. It's hard to believe the insane DPS it has. It's probably the fastest DPS you can get on Elden Ring. And even more interesting, this build is based merely on physical damage, which means that you can expect a huge damage on every single boss fight. This awesome setup speaks for itself. We are going to be using the Iron Balls on +25 with the Crackblade Ashovar on the heavy affinity. We will use any seal we have available to cast our main buffs. I'm going to use the Black Wolf Masks, the Battleblaze Manchettes, and the Old Sorcerer's Leg Wrap. Be sure to pick another armor set with better stats. I know the one I chose is not the best to take some hits. The best talismans for this build are the Ritual Sword Talisman, the Axe Talisman, the Millicent's Prosthesis, and the Rodin Windsor Insignia. In our Flask of Wondrous Physic, we are going to use the Thorny Cracktear and the Spike Cracktear, but if you want more stance damage, then you can use the Stonebark Cracktear. This way you will gain more control over the fight. As I previously mentioned, this build is purely physical damage, so the best body buff we can choose is Blood Boil Aromatic. However, Hall of Shabriri is going to work fine as well. The stats we need for this build are 50 on Vigor, Endurance on 45, we will level up Strength to 99 and Faith to 33, and we will equip Golden Vow and Hall of Shabriri. Let me know in the comment section if you want a part 2 of broken builds of this game. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day guys, my name is Carlos and I'll see you in the next one.